Hey Alden, I figured it'd be easier to take a video here than try to explain things over email. So these are the two other patch bays that I have here, and they're labeled thusly. The top one, come on, focus. As you can see, bus out, tape in, tape out, line in, patch out, patch in, bus out, and channels 1 through 24 down here. And then you got channels 25 through 36 down here. And then this is all external processing. None of this stuff is plugged in. The Molex connectors on the back, none of that's plugged in, which makes sense. If that's external processing, you know, that just gets plugged in however it needs to be plugged in. When I got it, only these bottom white Molexes are plugged in, and they are all completely populated with, well, it's not going to focus. There we go. With balanced connections all the way down. And they're labeled 6, 7, 8, 9 onward, so that's good. But none of these blue connectors were plugged in at the top. So I found this snake, which is 24 blue Molex connectors, labeled 1 through 24. And there's a piece of tape barely hanging on here that says 24 track IO. So it's pretty obvious what's going on there. This was probably going to a tape machine or some type of 24 track recorder. And each of these connections is the input and output. And sure enough, when I plug in the first channel up here at the top and pin it out, it goes to the first two, you know, the connections that come out of this first channel, pins out to tape in. Come on, focus. Oh, the camera doesn't want to focus, but it pins out to, there we go. Tape in and tape out. So the top part of the Molex is tape in, the bottom part is tape out. The only thing that's weird is that tape in is normaled to bus out. The normal can be broken by plugging both of these connections in, but I would have assumed that bus out would come from the console as like the subgroup outputs. It's got 32, as you can see here, 32 group outs. They're all assignable. So I would have figured that's bus out, that's group out. Maybe that's some other bus. Don't know why it's normal to the tape input, but anyway, that's what's going on there. And then I assume these other ones, which again were already all plugged in with balanced line connections, are correct. You know, line in. So that connector probably starts right here. Line in, patch out, patch in, and direct output. So yeah, and that's just repeated. And then obviously external processing speaks for itself. That all just gets plugged in. I've got a whole bunch of extra Molexes over here that is probably for that. These appear to be mostly unbalanced connections, but whatever, I'll mess with that later. I'm not worried about that right now. The one thing I did notice on these blue guys here is they do not have the ground. The ground isn't plugged in here. Come on, oh, it doesn't want to focus again. It's focusing in the wrong place. But so I don't know why that is. There's a ground wire, as you can see here. There it is, but it's just cut. It's not going to these, which means it's not going to the patch bay. So I don't know why that is. But anyway, that's where we're at with these guys. Hopefully that is helpful and not just more confusing. All right.